right. Yeah, you ready? Super producer?
He will literally write anything.
He literally will read anything on the teleprompter.
I mean anything.
Did he?
I did it too.
Yeah, you
I
did
it
it
too.
yesterday.
I was reading, and it was like,
He read. Yeah, he kept going through the whole super chat. Did not proofread it at all. He was like, oh, he didn't say that. Whoa, yeah.
I'm glad I did not finish it.
Great Ophis rated.
Oh, Breeze Nation, what's good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again.
All right.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. As always, we got the squad in the building.
Yeah.
As always, super producer Joel Hope, Mr. Media himself, Jordan, JC, Mr. Drew Better. If you knew better, you do better. Say who better? Nobody, bro. And back for the first time since Caleb Williams was drafted.
First time all year.
Known as Ringo J.
Missed the whole season.
Find that down.
No, we should have been like,
Hey,
yo.
man.
We should be like, hey, yo, who's that?
Who is that?
Who's that?
Hey,
Who brought him in? Who's
hey,
this guy on the screen?
I have a
this
question,
guy?
guys. Is Caleb good?
Don't you dare.
Don't you dare.
I don't know. I got a go pack go in my messages from this guy.
This guy.
Bro, listen.
Shame.
He has turned into one of the biggest haters in
No.
the chat because his team sucked.
No.
And we're good now.
He's been a hater, though.
No.
He's been a hater.
No,
Ringo hating
sending
on
a go
anybody
pack
at the
go
Giants.
is crazy.
That's crazy. And you got Bears jersey
Sending a
on
go
now.
pack
Come
go is
on, man.
nuts.
He's got a green hat
Where's
on.
your
I
affiliation?
don't-
He's got a
don't-
green
He all
Bay
over the
hat on.
place.
That man got green on. He got Bears.
I don't
He's an
think I hate
opportunistic
it.
fan.
I don't think I hate
God.
it. I don't think I hate it.
Get it
No, I
together.
just to explain it. What I said was what I said.
Let's hear this.
Raging Rico.
Let's hear this.
You're right, Raging Ringo. What I said was when the Bears beat the Eagles, I said nothing about the Steelers, nothing of that sort. I said when the Bears beat the Eagles, I said I was not impressed because the Eagles had been struggling the entire time. I do not care that they're Super Bowl champions. That was last year. This is this year. This is a different team. The team had been struggling. So I did not care about the Bears beating the Eagles. What I said was if they beat the Packers, because when we sat right here before the season started and we went around the schedule.
Well, you weren't
we
here
said
anyway.
we actually were because
you were
I was. We said that the back half of the schedule with the divisional games were going to be the games that they needed to win. You already guaranteed a win against the Lions, which you got your head kicked in.
Oh, we got credit.
You were not beating the Packers.
Come on.
right.
You
We
were
running
not
credits.
beating the Packers.
We running
this
credits.
guy's mic
I
down.
needed to see mental toughness, which
gave
I
this guy
saw.
mic?
Which I saw. That was a good win on Saturday, and I actually did say that the Chicago Bears would be in the NFC Championship game. No hate on my part, but hey, you know, whatever.
Bro said the go pack go to the chat.
I know,
Trying to
that's
sit
what
there.
I did.
He was
crazy.
No, you know what it is? That's how I know, because he was just trying to hurt us. You know, hurt people.
hurt people. Oh,
Speaking of
I
hurt,
love that. I
Who
love
was
that.
hurt?
Speaking
Who
of
was
hurt, 55% of the games that Jackson Dart has played, and he's been evaluated for a concussion.
Hey,
Not a
dang.
Bears got a quarterback.
How you feel about that? Dang.
Ringo done turned his back on us.
Hey, by
Jesus.
the way, I never said that the Giants were gonna get. What'd you say? Five wins? I never said they was gonna get 5 wins. I never said they was gonna
don't
get.
care about the Packers.
I had
We
no
don't care about the
expectation.
Giants
And by the
right
way,
now.
you want to talk about Jackson Dart, but Jackson Dart
we
before
don't.
he went out was actually outplaying Caleb Williams in that game.
You're
But-
diverting us from our
but-
topic.
but-
We got a show to run here.
We got a show to run.
Time for
So let's
Giants
go ahead.
travel.
We don't have time for that right now. We can get into that another time.
Okay, get into the topic.
Hey, we get these topics. I just refresh my memory. Who won that game?
Oh.
The Bears.
Oh, the Bears won that game?
Bears got Bears.
Hey, why did that win the game? Was that a stimulus package?
Philly's not impressive. Don't they got 10 wins this year?
Yeah, division.
division winner.
Division winner.
Okay, all right. Hey, let's do a show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the man, the myth, the legend, Stefan Adon, formerly known as Ringo J. Listen, I do want to ask this, and maybe this is the pie in the sky conversation. Maybe this is going too far, all the way out. You calm down, buddy.
I like a good pie.
Yeah, we know you do. What's your favorite pie? Don't answer that. Watch yourself now. Did this game versus the Green Bay Packers prove that the sky is the limit this season for the Chicago Bears? I don't know about the ceiling is the roof. I know Jordan said it, but that was stupid. I love Michael, but that was crazy. The ceiling is the roof. What does that mean? That means we're not going that high.
We're not going
the
nowhere.
roof is 16 feet
Roma
tall.
Doozy already knocked his hand through
I mean?
that.
But I truly feel like, right, every conversation we've had, including Philly, right, a lot of these teams we've played in the second half of this season, or I shouldn't say second half, a lot of these teams that we played through what has been called our toughest stretch of the season, they're teams that a lot of people have talked about as possible deep run contenders, especially playing the Green Bay Packers twice. Of course, Philadelphia, how we handled them. They are still in the running for going back to another Super Bowl. When you've been there, you know how to get there. And I feel like the Bears have played these teams very, very tough. The Browns in the middle of that, it was a good win. I feel like it was a good test for you going into this final Packer game. Where I'm at right now coming out of this game, and I get it, right? There was a lot beat up there, but sometimes there's just magic in a season.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need a little bit of extra belief, a little sprinkling of je ne sais quoi on top. You know what I mean? And a win versus the Packers, those are the kind of games that I think fuel teams to unprecedented runs in the postseason. Finally getting the proverbial monkey off your back of the team that has been Big Brother for so long in this division. Not only did it put you up in the division, but it puts you in a point of strength. It puts you in a point of power. It puts you to a point where not only may you win this division, you might have a chance to win the NFC. And if everything has to go through Chicago, I think there's a real conversation that could be had, of course, on the NFC Championship. I've said that before. But I think there's a real conversation that could be had on the Bears being a Super Bowl contending team.
Don't get me tingly. Instead of me starting off my thoughts, you know what? I'm gonna be nice and I'm gonna give it to the guy that came back, and I want to see what Ringo has to say. What's your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, so I actually do think the sky's the limit for this team. When I look at everything they have, you have a top rushing attack. You have two great backs. I think the only other team that's comparable to that is the Los Angeles Rams with Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. By the way, where did he go to school? Yeah, and then you turn around. Look, that game plan by Ben Johnson on Saturday, the first three quarters, absolutely confusing. What was that? Yeah, that was absolutely confusing. And listen, sometimes you just need some dogs and you need some dots. And listen, the Bears got both of those. Some dogs and some dots. The Bears got both of those. Listen, I like that. Caleb Williams absolutely showed why he has absolutely turned into that guy. And Ben Johnson, to his credit, has coached him hard, and now he's essentially seeing the fruits of his labor. The last 2 weeks, some of the throws that he's made. You talk about the basically triple team throw into DJ Moore. Yeah. That he caught. That was a Madden-like throw. But to come out in that game, everything's on the line. First place is on the line, and he decides to go up with pretty much a drop in the bucket. Yeah. A drop in the bucket pass to DJ Moore for the game. That's the mental toughness and adversity that I was questioning. Hey, do the Bears actually got this when you're going up against those divisional opponents? Going into the playoffs where you might have to play the Rams. You might have to play the Packers. Yeah, you might have to play the Packers. Yeah. You might got to play the Seahawks, and that absolutely showed that. So I see no reason why they shouldn't be in the NFC Championship game.
Is the sky the limit? At this point, here's what I'll say, because I have all the confidence in the world for this team, but realistically,
I'll say,
yeah, absolutely,
medium
I said it from
ribeye,
start.
or is this a?
It's
just a little
Delmonico steak.
Delmonico
steak from Chicago cut.
Oh,
Chicago cut. Shout out to those guys.
He's never forgotten.
No, I haven't. That I want to go back. The sky's the limit, I think, because you have a coach and a quarterback that is continuing to get better each and every game. Not only did Ben Johnson say the team is going to get better in December, I think Ben Johnson is continuing to get better. There are times when we question his play calling, and if it matches the next play call after the play call, we can sit here and say that. But at the end of the day, you have a coaching staff in full, whether it's Eric Bieniemy, Dan Rashard, Al Harris,
Rashard, the unsung
Dennis
hero.
Allen. We can go down the Antoine Randall, Declan Doyle. We can go down the list and say all of these guys are doing their jobs better than I would say any other coaching tandem the Bears have had. I will put this coaching staff against anybody in the history of our league, in the history of our organization.
Our team,
I would say
the monsters of coaches.
Bro, and so for me, you're seeing the maturation of Caleb as well. In his interviews, in his press conferences, you're starting to see a little bit more swag as well. It's like, yeah, I can make any throw. Like, why are you asking me dumb questions? And you're starting to see him give not overthrow the easy layups. Like, he's making the layups look good. Now his deep ball is accurate. Like, for me, we used to think that, he's throwing that to DJ Moore. It's going to go far out to the out of bounds or to the left, to the right. He's accurate now. He's efficient. He's confident. And he's making this team even more deadly. And the crazy thing about it is we're not at our peak level yet. That is the most dangerous thing. So going into the playoff situation, I think that this team, of course, the sky's the limit. We used to say playoffs, we'll be happy if we just make the playoffs.
Playoffs?
I think a Super Bowl appearance. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say Super Bowl championship yet.
Oh, well.
Super Bowl appearance is my expectation.
Ooh, is your expectation?
Yes.
Wow.
So that's just
don't-
listen. Everything after this, everything to this point is gravy. I don't know if it's my expectation,
Pie in the sky, baby.
but
I can see that.
I do like it.
You know what? If they get to the NFC Championship, they have an opportunity. That's what it get down to. This team is learning how to win. The issue is, like, why are we not able to put those first 2-3 quarters together? You know, but the clutch
Or
game
the middle two.
Yeah,
That's the first half we've been shut out all season. Think about that.
We had
as Bears fans.
We had not
It's
been
the
shut
first
out the whole
half
time.
ever we've been shut out all season.
But what
Crazy.
to me that game signified the bully. You okay, man? You all right?
Bookend
Take a
tackles,
sip.
Pat.
Ooh, thank you.
Bookend tackles.
What we're looking at is
Need to
that
take a sip for the last time we had bookend tackles.
yeah, the what it is that this was a mental game. This was you have to beat the bully. As I said, as my man Mark Pescarella, one of my train buddies, you got to put the sword in the dragon. You can't be scared.
He said that on the show. I like that. I ain't gonna lie. That was
dragon,
good.
That's a big dragon. You got to.
Oh, was that buddy that was blending in the corner over here?
No, one of my guys on my train. On the train.
Oh, that was
right
Chris.
for you.
Yeah. My guy Chris from
y'all
my
just
previous
bring
podcast.
people at this point. Like, I was just like, what are these people?
We had our own podcast at one point.
Yeah, no, trust me. The other jokers want to show up and hang out. It's cool, man. I mean, the thing is, the sky is the limit for them at the moment of. That was my whole point. Like, we talk about the standings. Like, I wasn't scared of any of these teams. It's really up to the Bears. Outside of the Philly, the Ravens, the 49ers were the only teams I was really worried about.
You mean the Rams?
No, I'm saying Philly. At
He's
the
saying
beginning of
coming
the
into
year,
the season.
Philly, the Ravens,
okay,
and
okay,
the Niners were
Yeah.
the only few teams. I gave them 4 losses in one of the Packers games.
Yeah.
I
So
think
they
it was-
split.
Wasn't it Bengals?
No.
Oh, no, I think you did get the Bengals.
I
think
was
we
worried
are
about the
getting Bengals a
Ravens,
win.
the
Yeah,
Philly,
we did.
Yeah.
split the
Bengals,
Packers,
yeah.
and
Split the Lions.
Lions.
no, the Lions for some reason. Because my point was with the Lions, as I was saying,
As it has happened.
you can't lose all those coaches. You cannot lose all those people and think that you're gonna keep that going. We've been through it. But the sky's the limit in terms of them. One is mainly about the coach and the quarterback, and as long as they keep growing, as long as he keeps better. But Caleb making those big time throws like that, incredible. And then the thing is, getting back to making those easy throws. Yeah. So if Ben Johnson agreed, he took accountability for some bad play calling in that game.
Yeah.
There was some situational game playing that changed the momentum of the game. So, like, you still got a rookie first time.
The 4th and 1, right? We kept harping on that.
The 4th and 1 in the red zone, just get the first down. But you did that call. They fumbled the ball. But the thing is, Ben Johnson's still a rookie head coach in those situations with a second-year quarterback.
Yeah.
So the sky's the limit because those two been married together. Will continue to get better, and then hopefully we fix this D-line.
Drew, your thoughts?
I won't say the sky is the limit. What I'm going to say is they definitely beat expectations of the year.
Yeah.
I do think that of course, they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to do well in the playoffs, but I don't think that we have the talent on the defensive side of the ball to make that Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
I have to temper my expectations to say, yes, love the team, love the direction we're going to, but I think our ceiling right now, unless all the ducks, as they say, fall the right way, that our ceiling is probably the NFC Championship game right now, because I don't think we have enough on the defensive side of the ball, as opportunistic as they are, to compete with the likes of the Rams, which is the crust of the NFC this season.
Oh, the crust.
But I do think that I do think we match up well. I just think we fall a little bit short because we don't have the talent on the defensive line that I think we need to rattle some of the top quarterbacks in the league. Can we compete? Yes, but can we beat them? I'm still on the fence about that. Like I said, I do think we are 2 years ahead of schedule. And with that being said, I think we're missing just a little bit.
If they can run the ball like they're supposed to be doing, technically they can do it. The issue is you don't want to be in throwing situations all the time.
Well, it's a bad day if you can't get pressure on Matthew Stafford.
It is a bad day, but the other thing is to keep the ball away from him.
That's
so if
true.
you're able to
That's
run,
true. Yeah.
like the way the Packers protected Malik Willis, they ran, little dart here, ran. Quarterback scramble, ran. They got. I think they ran out of gas.
But that's the defense, though. With no defense, though, that's the problem. You can't stop. We couldn't really stop them.
What I'm saying for us is that our defense is not that good. That our offense has to be.
You got to play a little offense. You got to play a little defense on offense.
You cannot go 2 for 11 on third downs like they did this past game.
Like
got to control.
Got to get a lot of top.
Like you did versus the Dallas early in the year. I mean, that 19 play drive or 17 play drive, whatever it was. Yeah. It was just like 15 runs in there, and you're just like, we just gonna hold the ball the entire time. You give Dak Prescott less opportunities. You don't have to sack him as much.
And that's the point.
No, but the problem with that is you're not going to face that caliber of defense in the
That's true.
In the playoffs. You're gonna play.
You are that caliber of defense going into the playoffs.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're opportunistic. I think we said we were around 12 or 15. Dallas defense was horrible.
Yeah,
they gave up a lot all year until they got like Quentin Williams.
Quentin Williams.
You're talking about the defensive side.
And they got boy Phillips, and not Phillips. They got somebody else.
Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark and Logan Wilson.
No, Kenny Clark came.
Off
season.
So yeah, you mean Logan?
The in season trades.
They got Izuriku back.
Right, exactly, and they made another trade.
Yeah.
But
Logan Wilson was the other trade.
The Logan Wilson, yeah. But my point in saying that is that the playoffs are going to bring a higher caliber defense that we're not going to be able to just run roughshod over like we did Dallas.
I don't know. I disagree.
No, I mean you can.
No, listen. He is right in you're not going to have a defense that's the caliber of Dallas. What I do think is your offensive line has proven versus some of the best run defenses in football, we're better.
We can do it.
You can run the ball. It's not. I get what Drew is saying. There's a ceiling, especially when. Like, if you're going up against Sam Darnold and you give him time, we know he can kill us. If we're going up against Matthew Stafford and you give him time, Brock Purdy and you give him time, Jordan Love and you give him time, they can get after you.
That's my point.
But what happened, too, is that we were not doing any real play action. We did not do a good job with that. The way that our running was set up, they almost telegraphed some plays. So some of that was just, the game. I like the fact that there's the moxie that says we are in every game, regardless. Now, hopefully, we can be up and sustain a win versus having to come from behind to try to win the game.
I mean, I like even going to Joel's point, and me and Pat have talked about this with some of the bull streams. Like when it gets to those fourth quarters or those third downs, you need those situational stops, and I think that's kind of what the Bears excel at. Right now, that's the reason why they feel like they're in every game. And Caleb's proving the more you keep giving this kid a shot, late in the fourth, no matter what it be.
Yeah.
Now I could try to step into those Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. Don't give me the ball last type. Now I'm that type of quarterback.
I think that's the biggest advantage that this Bears team has. That Romeo Doubs play to me is all the pressure of we can't give Caleb an opportunity to go down here and kill us.
Absolutely.
You mean the onside kick?
The onside kick, the blunder? Yeah. Fully, to me, that is, the pressure's on you. If I give this ball back to them, we're cooked. Like, they're going to go down and be able to score. Guess what? They were immediately. Like, the second you get a ball back, now all of a sudden Caleb Williams going down the field, able to hit Jade Walker. Like, those are the things that I think. That's the one thing that I think the Bears do have. You got to be opportunistic, as Drew says often, right? Listen, sometimes we do have a horseshoe up our backside.
There's
a little horseshoe happening there. The center
bringing the horses.
the center majestically snapping the ball off his balls was shocking.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
That was crazy.
He's got
I mean, it was insane. It was just like
Those things were in the way.
Like,
you
what
know?
happened?
I don't know why that was the
Powers Johnson was in the
his
way.
shout out to him if you know what I mean.
Boy.
But no, like I feel like as a Bears fan, you're in a really good spot heading into this offseason. I don't know if I'd go as far as my expectation is Super Bowl, but I would say that I do expect this team to accomplish more in the playoffs than a one and done.
I'm going to mention that real quick, but first of all, based off of what you just said, there's a joke that we actually had on the stream where we said the reason why Dobbs didn't get the ball is because that man had that extra layer of a helmet, and it.
He had the safety joint.
The weight was coming down so doggone fast that he didn't time his catch right. That man's head came crashing down to the ground, so his equilibrium was off.
His head came crashing down to the ground because I think it was Darnell Hardy put an elbow in his back.
Somebody said, no, you ain't getting this
Hey,
ball.
that was dirty, bro. Hey, listen, a scrum breakout, bro, it's a dangerous place
By
to
any
be, bro.
means necessary.
That man Hardy came in with a bow and was like, take that to the spine.
But to kind of solidify what I'm saying, because I know I can be the meaty person.
Little meaty.
But
Little
hey, at the end of the day, we might have 13 wins. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
at the end, but here's my thing: if we control
Jesus, speaking
the
of meaty,
division,
there's Phillip Rivers.
this looks like a AFL game, an XFL game with those jerseys.
The XFL.
I don't like
Let's
what-
say AFL.
It's
It's crazy.
the Roadnecks versus the Dragons. I think that we can control the narrative if we get to that number one seed in all of the conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
If
want
that's
that.
the case, and they have to keep
You gotta
playing
come
at Soldier
through Chicago.
Field,
They've dominated
that's
Chicago.
why I'm having confidence.
Bears
Yes,
could
you're
be
talking
7-1 by
about
the
the
end of this
weather.
year in Chicago.
You already saw Caleb Williams throw a bunch of darts and dots and whatever you want to call them through the wind and through the cold. So we're already kind of battle tested with that. You got to come here. I have every bit of faith that even if we have to play the Rams, mind you, in the NFC Championship, that we have the running game which travels or is at home and gets still is good in this weather. We have the offensive line that
You
is
only
elite.
have to travel once.
Exactly. So that's
If
my
you
point.
make it that far.
If we get that far, that's where I have the confidence that we'll get to the Super Bowl.
I think with that game though, you're pretty much looking at a mirror matchup. The only
Yeah, I don't think that much
the
better.
The only thing I would say, the only thing I would give
Seahawks?
No, the Rams.
the
I
only
don't
thing
think they're
I would
that
give
much
the
better
Bears,
than us. Even with the injured Devontae, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
sorry.
I was just gonna say I think the only thing I would give the Bears the edge on is the cornerback matchup because I think that the Rams could be had in that aspect. But in terms of everything else, you're basically looking at a mirror matchup. Even though I feel like the Rams got the best two receivers in the league. It's not even a question right now.
Hey, let us know how you guys feel in the comments below. Listen, it's a problem. The Rams.
Devontae Adams got like
I'm be real with you.
got like 15 touchdowns and like 10 of those in
Bro,
the
I'm
red
gonna be
zone,
real
bro.
with you. I'm more worried about the Rams still than I am the Seahawks. Like that's why
Stafford's a dog.
The Rams Stafford is
he
a
sure
problem,
is.
bro.
He
What
sure is.
he got this year? 40
I'm more worried about
touchdowns.
MVP.
Stafford's a problem.
He might win MVP, bro. He might get his first MVP at
Let
40.
him get that
40
trophy. Hey,
touchdowns
he
and
can have
5
the
picks.
hardware. We want the big one.
Speaking of,
Yep, I said it. I put it on the table.
right.
The what?
The table. You heard me. I said I want the
Crazy.
big one.
Oh boy.
I don't
Oh,
care
that
what I
flag.
said. I doubled down.
Flag came
I
in.
tripled down. I want the big one.
Okay. Hey, man,
Right, on that
appreciate
note-
y'all for tuning in. Show love. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. I'm leaving. No, listen, we got a game coming up here. I love how Ben Johnson talked about today in his press conference or his interview with Jeff Joniak that he does on ESPN 1000 every week. This ain't over, right? You got to win one of your next two to win the division, and you have to essentially go out there and put away a couple of tough teams here, as you see on the screen here. Win one of two at San Francisco or versus Detroit, and you win the NFC North. If the Packers win 2 games and the Bears lose 2 games, they lose the NFC North. We would lose the NFC North. Or if the Lions lose that final Sunday night and the Bears lose versus San Francisco.
Yeah.
Then we would win the North versus that team, versus Detroit in the final week of the season. But here's the bottom line for me. I think that there's a real opportunity here for this Bears team to go out west and handle business. And I think this is not to say that I'm not worried about the Lions at home, but I think this is the bigger test for you. How are you going to look versus a playoff team that actually can get after you on the road? Now, you did it in Philly. I'm not taking anything away from that. I think that that's a good win for the Chicago Bears. I think that's the first statement win that they had on the season. But to me, if you can go out to San Fran and clinch, I think it just doubles down on, hey, we can go into any building and find a way to win this game versus, yeah, you beat Philly, but like Ringo said, right, there's a lot of question marks you could throw Philly's way if you wanted to fit your narrative. I think that you could say that San Fran, even with how banged up they are, has kind of proven that
they found
with
a way.
Kitty getting better, or Kitty getting back healthy, when you got Jawan Jennings playing the way that he's playing, you know, like there's a lot of good that San Fran team is able to show. And if you can go out there into their building and find a way to put them away, I think that says a lot about you going into the playoffs. And it furthers that message, not sending that message, but furthers that message of, hey, bro, like, this Bears team ain't nothing to go into the playoffs and play with. They're going to play all 60 minutes, and that's the worst kind of team that you got to deal with.
I'm going to just say this. Can I get a close-up, Drew?
Oh, boy.
If the Bears win against the 49ers, they will go to the Super Bowl. Okay. That is another mental. They have not won. Have they even won in San Francisco?
It's been many years.
How many years?
It's been many,
they have
many
not
years.
won in God knows how long.
John
Harbaugh, I remember destroying them.
Almost, but that's too far. But yeah,
I mean, have they even won in the 90s? I don't think they've won in San Francisco. We beat them here with Trey Lance in the rain game, and that was kind of a
Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. That's the last time they won.
Chicago Bears haven't won at Candlestick Park in San Francisco since October 13th, 1985. Wait, is that actually true?
There's no way that's true, bro.
I don't think we've been
losing.
We
to San
haven't
Francisco.
beat them.
What did it say?
3-3. Chicago versus San Fran. That's 2016.
So we won in 2018.
We won in 2016.
No,
at San Francisco.
That's one. 2018.
Okay, 2018 we won.
7 years.
And in 2012, we lost last year.
We
at Candlestick Park.
Yeah, at.
Boy, AI sucks.
That's what I told you.
19
That's what I
to 10.
said.
In 2022 we won.
No, that's versus means home. I'm talking about at Candle.
Oh, you saying at? Okay,
going away. We have not fared well.
14-9, we beat them.
And
that's it.
Before that, though, I mean, I remember it's them Jim Harbaugh days, like getting killed. And
it is still named Candlestick Park, right?
It's Santa Clara Park.
Okay, so
and it was
that's why this AI
Levi
tricked
before
me.
that too, I think.
Yeah, Levi Stadium.
They said they won at Candlestick Park in 1985.
You can't trust AI.
AI apparently screwed me up.
Yeah, but the point is that a lot of these, like that Packers game, along with this 49ers game, is you establishing that you are now going to be one of the top dogs in the NFC. This is not one of those fake tough guy type situations where, that was the biggest issue we had with this Bears team in general, right? Who are they Who are they going up against? Who are they beating? If you're beating cream puffs, it doesn't really give you any real confidence. But if you know going in like, hey, we literally have a shot against any team we go up against. Now, and then, hey, if you win, if you lose, then it is what it is. But you're not embarrassed. Like, we've been embarrassed time and time again with that type of stuff.
Yeah, listen, I hope they are able to find a way to win. To Joel's point, I guess last time we played them, 2024, we did lose in Santa Clara Stadium there. We beat them in 22. We beat them there in 18.
So we actually won in 2018
we beat them there in 2014. That would have been with Jay
10
Cutler.
years ago?
And then,
So
we don't play
11
them.
years ago.
11
And then we played them 3 years in a row
that's the latest,
in
right?
San Francisco.
That's what I remember.
Lost
09,
32-7,
2012.
lost 10-6.
Well, we did win in 2014.
Yeah, we did win in 2014. So
I
it's
think
been a balance.
I think
So
the
11
quarterback got
years?
hurt that game.
You said what?
I think the quarterback got hurt that game. They wasn't full strength
Was
that
that
game.
Kaepernick?
Could've
No,
been.
2014.
Kaepernick was like
14.
09. I think Kaepernick was 09 for sure. He ran.
Kaepernick 14.
2014.
Yeah, Colin Kaepernick
That's
was
11 years ago.
That's
yeah,
11 years
Colin
ago.
Kaepernick was
Colin's
like
not that
11 to
old.
14.
No.
Hey, bro. No, Colin not old, bro.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, he's been.
I think
Yeah, he
Colin
can still play.
Kaepernick left the league in what, 16?
He can still play.
Yeah.
He
I don't know if
couldn't
he
really
can
play
now.
while he was in the league.
No, I'm saying he's old enough at his age.
2011, yeah, bro. He was drafted 2011
So that was a
to
2014.
2016. Yeah, it's been a while, bro.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so the point is just that this is all these games are statement games. I mean, we knew this at the end of the year. We said this was Murder's Row.
Yeah.
Once we got past, what did we say? It was like Django, right?
We got past that last Minnesota game.
Once we get to Candyland,
the music changed. Whole movie shifted. The dogs came out. It got real dark.
It's better. It's better.
Shifted. SHIFTED.
Very nice. ED on top.
I missed it.
What you think, JC? You think the Bears clinch this week in Santa Clara?
I'm obviously going to say yes because, again, I think that we have a team that the identity is battle tested. It's something that when you continue to put it against a competitive team in a challenging situation like 49ers, I'm not going to sit here and have PTSD and say, oh, in the past we had this when we go up to Candlestick or wherever you want to call the arena now, the stadium now.
Levi Stadium.
Levi Stadium.
He said it like whatever you want to call it now. There's a name.
Levi Stadium.
Right?
Whatever.
I'm not tripping, right? It's Levi Stadium, right?
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, no, it's something else, right? They renamed it.
Well, where the 49ers play, if we're going to on the road, I have no fear that the Bears.
Stadium.
Levi Stadium. Okay, all right.
It's
Levi
in
Stadium.
Santa Clara.
Jesus.
It's Levi Stadium.
So I don't have.
Buy some jeans.
Well, Levi Strauss. I don't have an issue with the 49ers. I know they've been injured the entire year. I know there are some people that are coming back. I was actually trying to look up the injury report as we were talking. So they got some of their big players that are still down. But for me, we have a team that can really like compete with anybody. And when I say anybody, I mean anybody. If you put pressure on Brock Purdy, to me, he's in a sense, I think he's just like Jordan Love. He's going to make a mistake. That's in my opinion. I think if you have the DBs, just like you said, our DB unit, I believe can really play with the likes of the wide receivers. Juwan Jennings, I don't think is some world beater. I know he's good, but he's not some world beater. You have George Kittle, obviously. But you have a team that obviously is still going to be prepared because of Ben Johnson, and so that's where I have my confidence.
Listen, you can't give Shanahan an inch though. He will take him out.
No, he's one that doesn't like.
Kind of a
Shanny don't play. We get to scout them tonight or last.
That would be
night,
nice.
I guess.
Because the running
getting to
game,
watch San Fran versus the Colts here.
they're set up like we are though. They're predicated on the run. And, the thing is, if we're going to have a problem like we did against the Packers where we had a hard time stopping that run, we're going to be in trouble. The issue is I actually think the Bears can hang with San Francisco as long as our offense actually does something.
Yeah.
But if
You
once
can't be
we get
asleep
behind,
for 3.5 quarters.
You cannot.
They will get after you.
Yeah.
Drew, what are your thoughts?
For me, I think that we definitely going to compete with them, with San Francisco, because they are injured, but they always find a way to win, especially at home. And San Francisco has been tough for the Bears since like 80 something, honestly. Joe Montana dominated us. Steve Young dominated us. Then we got a little bit of retribution when they had Jeff Garcia and they had a couple other guys in the early 90s and 2000s. Yes, I'm old. But San Francisco always gives us a hard fought. I don't know if it's the 2-3 hour difference in time zone, but
Definitely plays into it.
It definitely plays in, and we always play them on the 3:25 time slot, which is kind of odd because that means it's 12 o'clock back at home. So you think they would play better, but they usually don't. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is a primetime game.
It's a night game, 7:20.
7:20.
Yeah. So it's a Sunday night game.
Sunday night football, baby.
So this should be definitely a good game. I hope we get the victory, but I think I'm more or less like, as long as we're competitive, then I'm going to focus more of my energy on beating up Detroit. But I hope they win, but I'm on the fence about it.
Well, see, that's the issue. Don't look past it to any team.
No, you can't. You can't
dare
look
look
past it.
past
You
any
definitely can't look past them. I think it's going to be interesting. I think, to me, the clinch is very possible out there. And I think it's one of those, hey, we got to go warm our bones up real quick. Yeah, I mean, you've been in the cold for a minute. It'll be nice to get in a little bit of heat, man. Let us know how you guys feel in the comments below. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. This was a PK topic, but apparently,
Let's do it, though.
you got to be careful. You got to be
You
careful.
got to be careful when you go on
You gotta be
vacation with
careful when you
strangers.
go on vacation.
Stranger dangers.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, Will Robinson.
That sounds like he's burning, so we're not going to say it that way.
Are you saying there's a burning sensation?
No, if I pee right now, I set these curtains on fire. That's not the case. In fact, P-Kid just being precautious.
Yeah.
But he did ask this question because, P-Kid's been on the DJ Moore, trade DJ topic for a while here. And, he talked about, did DJ Moore show us why he is a number one? And I'm going to be real with you. Like, I've never been on the trade DJ conversation. I've been on the conversation that I wouldn't be surprised if DJ Moore gets traded because of what you currently have here as far as receivers. But did DJ show us why he is number one? I think is an interesting conversation because this has been like, I almost want people to stop trying to turn somebody into a number one wide receiver. Only because I don't feel like the Bears really have one.
Yeah.
When you look at it, like, you can be number one that day. There you go. And that doesn't mean that you're number one for the entire season. Now, who does Caleb have more comfort with, maybe we could say? I would say he has more comfort with Rome Odunze than he has with DJ Moore. Does that mean that he's uncomfortable with DJ Moore? I don't think that is the case. Does that mean that he doesn't, when DJ Moore is the number one option in the offense, that he can't get the ball to DJ Moore? We've seen that that's not the case. Like, I think that so many people are looking to say you're Jamar Chase and you're T. Higgins, or you're Justin Jefferson and you're Jordan Addison, that people aren't looking at the fact that I don't think that the Bears care who the number one is. And you want to know why I love that? Because it keeps defenses guessing who you're going to throw the ball to that day. Hey, if we shade a little more to Rome Odunze, they might throw it to Luther Burden. Hey, if we cover Luther Burden underneath, they might get the ball to DJ Moore. It might be a Colston Loveland day. This is what we begged for, and yet now when people see certain guys not putting up the numbers that they were like, oh, DJ Moore's going to have a 1,000-yard season because you put him in some season-long parlay, they're like, oh, we got to get this dude out of here. And I think that's absolutely insane, and these are stupid people that want to get rid of a talent like DJ Moore. Again, if you move on from him because of the money, it's a different conversation. Welcome to the NFL. That's just football. It doesn't mean that he's falling off, and I feel like that's what people wanted to sell you. He doesn't have a relationship with Caleb. He's falling off. I don't like his face. There was so many different things that came out about it.
I think that for starters, the trade DJ Moore thing from kids started when the whole AJ Brown thing started, and he was like, maybe we got a chance to get AJ Brown, so we need to ship DJ Moore out of town. But I will say, to your point, like you said, I was going to bring this up too. Even going back to the 49ers, because I remember us having a conversation a while ago how the 49ers keep retooling and keep getting back to the playoffs. They keep adding players that you may not have thought of. And I think that's where the Bears are right now. You get probably one of the best tight ends in the draft, and Colston Loveland, by the way, where did he go to school?
He is.
Oh, okay, all right.
Hey, how'd he play in that game versus Illinois?
Michigan. Why you keep throwing Michigan in our face? I love
Michigan. That's the team you're a fan of.
Okay, but nobody ever said anything against them.
Right, that's what I'm trying to do.
No, I trash Michigan all the time. I do hate Michigan.
You do?
No.
Well, that's this. I don't know.
I might
got nothing against Michigan.
How do you play versus Illinois? Hey, look. Hey, you want to know what we love? You want to know what we love about Ringo? And I think this goes back to the fantasy conversation we had offline. Ringo loves a cheater. You know what I mean? Yeah. Jim Harbaugh.
You ain't trying, baby.
You know what I mean?
Hold on, wait a minute.
But he cheated on his wife and his girlfriend. Yeah, I mean.
We don't get it.
I'm just saying. Michigan fans love a cheater.
Nah.
That's all I'm going to say.
But
That's all I'm going to say. We're going to bring that to the pod.
But no, they got you did get Colston Loveland. But then you turn around and you added a steal who I said was going to be a steal, and Luther Burden. Everybody's gonna have a week. I think a couple weeks ago, Luther Burden had a game.
There's been a Luther Burden game. There's been a DJ Moore game. There's been a Roma Dunze game.
There's been a Colston Loveland game.
Colston Loveland game.
You have a myriad of weapons at his disposal where it's not like, okay, Roma Dunze goes down. Okay, well, who's next up? You don't have that, which I feel like instead of complaining about it should be the luxury. The one thing that you said, even with the Saquon topic, when he first got to the Eagles, he's the what'd you say? That's the cherry on top, so to speak.
It's the cherry on top of an already great team.
That's basically the cherry on top, so to speak. These receivers that you got now that Antoine Randall is developing.
Yeah.
Even if you get rid of DJ Moore, next season these guys are going to be the cherry on top. You're not looking for extra receivers because you already got the guys in the building.
Yeah.
I was going to say that I think the real issue that Caleb had an issue, I think, getting the ball to DJ Moore, period. And so, like, now what we saw, like, the way that they used him, even with the Packers game, was like, okay, those are the routes that how are we not able to get to him? Like, DJ had to do gadget stuff or get a lot of yak or something like that. I just felt like his and Caleb's his comfort level was to throw to the other guys like Zacchaeus and all them. And it's like you keep throwing to that guy, he keeps dropping 50% of his passes. Rome was more like your number 2, and so I felt like he had an issue getting the ball to him. To your point, the only issue about getting rid of Moore is more about that money. Because the thing is, to get the production, he's at 600-some yards receiving right now.
Yeah.
So that means he's not going to crack 1,000, not even 1,000 yards receiving. But, maybe if he has to get, he's got at least, he needs almost 300 yards.
Here's
he needs
what
150 per in both games to get to 1,000. Not that doesn't necessarily matter. We want to win. But the point is that for that type of money, Rome has 600-some yards receiving. Colson's got 528 yards receiving. And Luther didn't even play all them games, and he's got 479 yards receiving. So it's like it's not like DJ Moore is really standing out as the top guy, making stuff happen. So it's like that's why you can have a conversation about moving.
Yeah, but $50 million for a wide receiver is not a lot of money.
Yeah, but when you're trying to
Like
get
$50 million.
the cap, though.
No, listen, I'm not saying he can't be traded. I said it. Listen, if the Browns come calling and say we want a number 1 receiver and we'll and some first round picks and we'll send you Myles Garrett. Hey, DJ, appreciate you for playing the work version of our game.
And that's the only way that works because
you know what I mean? Like I'm not sitting here telling you that there's no world where DJ Moore is traded. What I continue to say is stop trying to make it like DJ Moore has been the problem. No. DJ Moore isn't the problem. DJ Moore isn't underperforming his contract because DJ Moore is doing exactly what Ben Johnson is asking him to do.
Right. It's more about for that type of money and based off the receiving core we have. The only problem is this: we can't trade him. The cap hit on DJ Moore is like $28 million.
Cut him.
If you trade him, the cap hit.
That's if you cut him.
No,
you don't
trade
get a
him.
dead cap.
You don't get a dead cap. You trade.
No.
So do you have to?
Because you're sending money out, you're getting money back.
So
that's why I said if the
we
Browns
could trade
come
and match
calling,
it, then you can make that match.
If the Browns come calling and say give us 3 first-round picks and Myles and DJ Moore for Myles Garrett, I help him pack.
See you later.
You know what I mean? Like that's truly like
because
that's a different level of play. If they call me and say give me 1 first-round pick, Jalen Johnson and DJ Moore, I help them pack. I go to both houses. I would do a dual trip. It'll U-Haul it.
You got the toothbrush?
Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But let's stop making it that someone's the problem.
I never see it as a problem.
DJ Moore is not a problem. No, because this has been I'm not saying that we've done this, but this has been the narrative that's out there with DJ. Look at his face. He's not happy with Caleb. He doesn't like that Caleb been throwing on the ball. You don't never hear DJ
but
say
he's the Walter
nothing.
Can I interest you in this perspective? That we have different wide receivers. So DJ, as we said, is more of your wildcat receiver. He's not the best route runner person, so he's going to fill into some space. He's
a pretty good route runner.
He's not as good of a route runner as say
he's a
Rome
crisp route runner.
or Burton.
I would say
or
he's probably the best route runner on this team.
I don't think
I disagree with that. This is my perspective.
Who a better route runner than DJ Moore?
Luther,
Rome,
and Colston.
Are you talking about just running your route?
I'm talking about
footwork. Footwork, all of that. Oh, Roma Dunze is. I think Luther.
I say Luther, Rome.
I don't care if he's a
Luther. Luther, I'm willing to have a conversation.
Luther, Rome, and
footwork with Luther.
No, I don't think
Luther. I'm willing to have a conversation.
I don't think any of that.
It doesn't matter how long you're in the league. You either got it or you don't.
I don't think any of that is correct. I just think Caleb had an issue getting to his number 1 receiver. So you can sit there and say his routes or this or his routes that.
You can't say that because your number 1 receiver, that means you're looking at him when they say hike.
He can't
so
get
you're looking at him say hike. When I'm looking at you say hike, that's your number 1.
He's throwing it to Rome and Zacchaeus, right?
Here's the thing. We say number 1 receiver based on who the person is. Mm-hmm. The number 1 receiver is who's the number 1 receiver for that play. That's why I said when everybody was complaining about DJ in the Packers game,
But you didn't,
DJ was not the number one
But I
receiver.
didn't get to finish my point, though.
Go ahead,
So
go ahead. Joe.
My point was, you can disagree with the fact of route running, but I think what it is DJ gets open tertiary compared to the other. Yes, secondary.
Tertiary.
I
Sorry,
like tertiary.
tertiary.
That's a new word today. We got
Tertiary.
one.
I was like, whoa, hey now.
Tertiary. We got
Tush
one.
pushed the air.
Back over
Push
there.
out a new word.
Tertiary. I said it wrong. I said it wrong.
Oh!
Got it. Compared to the other wide receivers, because I think they run more crisp routes. So DJ is missing opportunity compared to some of the other wide receivers.
Yeah.
He is still your number one because he is one of the most talented wide receivers right now. The other wide receivers are coming into their own. So as far as to say DJ is a problem, nowhere do I see DJ as being a problem. I see his matriculation down the field to catch balls.
You're doing too much.
Yes. I had to get it back for the tertiary. I had to get it back. I had to get it back.
So,
but my point in saying all of that is that I think that we're using him right in some games. He's not going to be a number one. In some games, he is.
Yeah.
It depends upon the matchup. That was my umbrella.
And I'm okay with that. I just think that it is like when you say that though, and then DJ doesn't get the ball. We say, well, he's your number one receiver. Why didn't you get him the ball?
Because they're force feed. Right.
Because Luther Burden was wide open because DJ Moore was running the love of the game route. Or because Colston Loveland was wide open because DJ Moore was running the love of the game route. And on that play, Colston Loveland was your hot route. Or Luther Burden was your hot route. That's my thing with it. JC didn't.
no, I was gonna say back in the day, and not long ago, but in the early 2000s.
Get a shot ready?
Days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I said, wish I was a kid again.
Man, that song hit so hard at 30, boy.
Bro, you ain't
right
lying.
now.
That hit when I was a kid.
Think about players like Randy Moss and what's the old Carolina Panthers?
Steve Smith.
Steve Smith. Terrell Owens, like those players,
that's a number
you
one.
knew they were number one receivers also because they got about 10 to 15 receptions a game. You knew they were going to be force-fed the ball.
Yeah.
And so our understanding of what a number one receiver looks like is because not only were they paid like one, but they played like one. They got the production. They got the chances to look like one. So for me, I'm looking at the wide receiver contracts. DJ Moore is 13th overall, and this is what Joel alluded to, $27.5 million. When you have more money getting paid per year than James John Williams, who's being used, Devontae Smith, Nico Collins, who
He's a baller.
he's balling, he gets force fed, Debo, Calvin Ridley, Devontae Adams, those names you associate with getting the rock a little bit more than what we said DJ was. Because I think at the time, maybe a few weeks ago, before Rome and all those guys got hurt, we were saying DJ averaged like 3.5 receptions a game.
Yeah.
That's bad. And so when you get paid like you're supposed to be a number one receiver, outside of this room, the fans expect you to get more and more and more touches.
Sure.
I think the reason why he's coming on strong now is because he's getting the production while those other guys are down. So it's a good problem to have, technically. You got a
great
slew
problem to
of
have.
receivers that could be your number one in those weeks. I agree when you say we don't necessarily have a number one, but we have this guy that will kill this day and that week and this week. And so for me, I'm not trying to get rid of DJ. I just think, like you said, if a trade comes calling like Myles Garrett and we got Luther and Rome healthy, I'm fine with shipping him out if we can get a defensive end monster.
But look, I'll ask this to Ringo because Ringo's had a receiver like this on his team, and we haven't.
OBJ?
We had one, but it's been a while. Is DJ the kind of talent like an OBJ was? Because height, I believe, is similar, right? OBJ 5'11",
5'10",
5'11". DJ Moore 6. Something like that. Right there.
Yeah. DJ Moore.
OBJ was always open. Like no matter the game, like no matter who's covering,
5'11" to
he's
6 feet.
always
100%.
I don't
open.
I don't think DJ's like that.
And that's
Yeah, I
my
agree.
point.
Because
When you bring up those other names, when you bring up T.O., when you bring up Moss, when you bring up Smith, and even Smith, DJ's more of a Smith.
Smith was better, in my opinion.
100% Steve Smith was better. But DJ is that kind of receiver where I don't think Steve Smith was an always open receiver. There's certain dudes that are always open wide receivers.
yeah,
separation.
I'll say this too, just to really just give out some context on this point. It was a 3-year period to 4-year period OBJ and AJ Brown was
Yeah, 100%.
like this.
100%. It was some passes that must through like he extended Eli's career.
Bro,
It was some passes I was like, this is stupid.
Oh yeah,
Oh, he caught it.
absolutely, absolutely. It was a 4-year period where him and AJ Brown was like, that's 1 and 2, and if you want to say the 1 and 1, I'm okay with that too. So I don't think DJ Moore's on that level. To that point, I think the conversation is kind of taking me back because it's just like these are good problems to have if you're looking for offense because you want the offense to expand where you're just not throwing to one guy. I remember somebody was interviewing Josh Allen and they were talking about, well, what's the difference with you? Stephon Diggs isn't there.
Yeah.
I don't have to force feed.
Another always open guy when he was there.
I don't have to force feed one guy. Now I could kind of spread the ball around. Now you get Dawson Knox, Kincaid. Now you get your I think it was Curtis Samuel at the time.
Yeah.
Mac Hollins at that point was going crazy before he got went to the Patriots. So I mean it's just one of those things where he's not that guy. And listen, I know he's having a down year, but if he's asked Ben Johnson has literally asked him to do what he's doing right now, and listen, the process is they're winning.
And that's my whole point in all of this with the DJ Moore conversation. If a wide receiver is doing everything he's being asked to do, he's not complaining about it. You've never once heard DJ Moore. I saw much trying to fit a narrative. DJ Moore, look at his face at the end of this game because Caleb Williams didn't play Madden and somehow contort his body where it spun 360 and he was able to get DJ Moore that ball. The end of the game, I even heard Michael Wilbon say this. Like, that tells you everybody in the media ain't geniuses, right? And I love Wilbon, but like that was crazy. But they tried to take the fact that DJ Moore was upset at the end of that play as DJ Moore was mad he didn't get the ball. He just lost the game. The Bears just lost the game. Why is he upset? Because they just lost the game. Like, that's my thing with all of this. Like, to me, when I see what DJ is doing, maybe we don't feel like Ben Johnson is putting him in positions where somebody who makes as much money as him should be in. Like you said, he's making more than Nico Collins, right? Name the receiver that's having that season on this team.
He's not.
Is there a single pass catcher on this team that's having the season that you would say he's worth what DJ Moore is making based on what you've seen around the league?
I think early on it was Rome.
Sure.
Before he got hurt because he had like 5 touchdowns.
Rome had a lot of games where he was still getting the targets and didn't play as well. But I would agree with you. Sure, like Rome. Is it a
but Rome
how many
had the
yards
drops.
you said Rome had?
Rome had the drops.
It's the same amount.
Yeah. The drops were the issue with them after a while.
Colston came on late. Cole Kmet been here all season. DeAndre Swift has been a pass catcher on this team. At the end of every game, what do we see targets-wise?
They're about even.
7, 6, 5, 5, 3, 3, 3. Yeah. The quarterback's throwing to the open man. Yeah.
Can I ask you this question also?
If
we look at Ben Johnson's time in Detroit, it was the same thing. Even though you had the only thing difference is the third down receptions for St. Brown.
Amon-Ra.
Yeah. Other than that, everybody was equal across.
I like Amon-Ra.
Yes, and Noodles. Amon-Ra got targets. Laporta got targets. Williams got targets. They all got targets. So it wasn't just a focus on one wide receiver with Detroit either. Why would you think, even though he come over here, even though we have DJ, it was going to be anything different? That's my point.
And they have less weapons.
I would.
It's Jamison Williams and it's Amon-Ra, and it was Laporta. Laporta ended up getting hurt a couple of years in there. Like, Amon-Ra has been a 1,000-yard wide receiver. I'm not saying it shouldn't happen, but you've seen a quarterback grow. Caleb wasn't nearly as good in this offense early on as he has been now.
If Caleb gets more yards, DJ gets his 1,000.
I think to your point, the point is people stop acting like it's a DJ Moore problem when it's more about getting the ball to DJ Moore. And the only reason is now, based off the production and based off if you can spread the ball, you could probably, for $25 million, we need help on the D line. It's not that we
No,
don't
that's a
like.
real conversation.
It's not that
Yeah.
we don't like DJ Moore.
Yeah, that's a real
but
conversation.
if I'm going to get the similar production out of the other guys we just drafted,
Sure.
it's not that we don't want them here. It's just
the
that money needs to go to the D line because we don't have a real presence.
No, that's a conversation
That's
I'm willing to have. That's a real conversation that I think is. But here's the bottom line on that: new coaching staff, new wide receivers coach, new offensive staff entirely.
Yeah.
Welcome to the NFL. Let's not act like we've never seen high price. Wasn't Mr. Judy a superstar down in Dallas? They were very willing to get rid of him.
That's true.
It was Judy.
Jerry Judy.
Jerry Judy.
Oh, you talking about Denver?
Yeah, Denver.
Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like
Now the
there's,
But
Cleveland.
he didn't
Yeah.
have no heart, no ways. That's why they got rid of him.
Well, they found that out late.
but I mean, like
Steve
that.
Smith obliterated.
Yeah, Steve Smith cooked that man.
Yeah.
But there's so many of these players. No, who was from Dallas that went over to the Browns?
Tony Pollard.
Oh, you
no,
talking about-
that was Judy.
No,
That's what I thought. It was
no,
Jerry Judy.
no,
Jerry Judy, but
no,
he didn't
it's
go-
The guy
he didn't-
from
Jerry
the
Judy.
Raiders. The Raiders drafted him. He went there, and then he went
Amari
to the Browns.
Cooper?
Cooper.
Amari Cooper.
He
Yeah,
was drafted
because
by the
Amari-
Raiders.
Jerry
Cooper was always been
Judy,
solid.
Jerry Judy went from Detroit,
Amari
not
Cooper's
Detroit. He
always
went
been
from
solid.
Denver.
No, he went
to-
from Denver.
Right, he went from
Was-
Denver
was it
to
Amari Cooper?
Amari
Amari
Cooper
Cooper
has been
with
solid,
Dallas.
though.
Yes.
He's always been
No,
solid,
he was
though.
drafted by the Raiders.
Hey, Joel, we're here, man.
I got you, dog.
You're
No,
right. I'm not saying you're wrong, but
I'm
you're
not
saying
you're wrong. Ringo
he
just
never
did
had
a
a
friend
fall-off.
today. Ringo
never
said
been a
go
fall-off.
back, go, and he knows
Right,
he know they cooking him in these comments.
Amari Cooper never had any issues in Dallas. They,
No, that's who I was thinking. So it's he
got more
was
money.
in Cleveland. He ended up going to
He got
Dallas,
his
so
money.
I did that.
Right, he
No,
got
he
money.
was in Dallas.
He got his money in Oakland.
Cooper, not
and then they
Judy.
traded
He was
him.
in Amari Cooper. He was in Dallas, had 2 1,000-yard seasons. He ended up going to Cleveland.
It was
That's
for
what
the
I was
money.
thinking
He,
of.
went, he
But
left for the money.
100%. But my point is, like, we've seen elite wide receivers get moved on from. Hey,
Yes.
we're not. This
look at
ain't it. We
Pittsburgh.
need to go a different
Look at
direction.
Pittsburgh.
We
Pittsburgh
need to
has
add
done
that.
it 3 times.
George Pickens, Antonio Brown went crazy, but George Pickens kind of
George
went crazy
Pickens,
too.
Antonio Brown.
Hey,
OBJ.
maybe.
The one we
Hey, I'm
traded
not gonna
for.
lie. Can
The
we
one-
have
the
can
one
we
we
have this
traded for.
can we have this
OBJ.
conversation before we get up out of here? Because I'm not gonna lie, I am gonna owe you a steak dinner. I
More
don't
than likely.
expect- More than likely, I'm gonna owe you a steak dinner. What's going on in Pittsburgh that forces wide receivers to go crazy?
No quarterback.
I don't know.
You know, DK Metcalf got a quarterback. He got Aaron Rodgers. He punching people in the face in the stands.
He was crazy already.
Antonio Brown
Lot of
kicking
steel
people in the
workers
chest.
over there. I don't know if the medals getting to
Yeah,
that.
George
dome or
Pickens
something.
came in crazy.
I
I
don't
give you a pass on George Pickens. He came in crazy.
We got a last
George
topic.
Pickens
Can I
was
make one more
crazy in
point?
We got last
Let me
topic.
make one more point, please.
I don't
just-
think we're gonna get to this last topic.
Okay, let's cover this
we
with the
got
one
it.
point I want to make
Joe, the
real
game
quick.
about to start.
Hey,
We got 2 minutes.
It's
We got 5 minutes.
We got 7.
plenty
We
of time.
got Dougie Fresher coming on, and
Yeah, we need another 5
coming on in
minutes. We
13
got
minutes.
to have the Bears perfected.
Hey,
go ahead,
this
Joe.
mug
let me-
Joe
let me
cracked
just-
me out. He said, if I make this topic, we doing this
Yeah, that's true.
topic.
I respect it though, but I
so
just-
load the topic while you talk.
I just want to make one point. Remember, the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl just now with the wide receivers not really having the seasons that they could have, right? Devontae Smith
A.J. Brown,
and A.J.
Devontae
Brown
Smith, yeah.
always complain about not getting enough balls their way, you know, when it comes to receptions and things of that nature. I know that
It's
was almost
football.
a
No, it's
bust.
football.
Yeah.
I'm letting it live.
But Saquon almost had the best season for a running back last year.
Ever.
So what I say to that is the reason why maybe DJ Moore and everybody else is not getting to those 1,000-yard seasons, we got 2 running backs that have over 650 yards.
100%.
So we have the best running back game as well. When you
Anybody
have that
wanna
balance,
ask the
you don't
Jim? No, I
need a
love a
wide
good
receiver.
running back game.
That's number one. What?
I love a good running back in.
Oh, I thought you said we didn't. I'm
You know
about
what
to say-
you know what I love about those running backs?
What?
That offensive
Nah,
line that's in front of them,
Nah, I
baby.
thought you was
That's
gonna say they're
right.
cheap.
That's
I
right.
thought you was gonna say they're
Relax.
cheap.
Yeah, let's do the last topic.
Hey, I'm talking. A running back could be having a 29-50 season, and Pat gonna be like, "Look, I got
No, I'm gonna look at them 5 fat dudes in front of him.
I got
Hey,
3 million."
hey,
I will look at the line. It's
hey,
a
I got
tandem.
3
Hey,
million
those
players.
5 fat dudes aren't as good anymore. How's Saquon? Shut
It's-
your
it's
mouth.
not the-
Let's get to this final topic here.
They started stacking the box.
Give him another one, Joe.
Let's get to this.
AJ Brown told you.
Let's get to this final topic here.
AJ Brown told
Hey,
you that.
hey,
That ain't got nothing to do with
Ringo said, "I'm gonna say what I gotta say."
Lane Johnson hurt, right?
Johnson. Oh, yeah.
He a little banged up.
AJ
Shut your
Brown
mouth.
said,
And we
taking the
gonna
box
get
and
to
run
this
the
final
ball.
topic here. As listen, I think this is a good
Screw that
conversation.
guy.
This was another conversation that PK brought up.
PK
Have the Bears finally perfected development? And I think it's a great conversation to have.
Perfect, huh?
I
Perfect,
didn't realize
he's here.
that is a interesting topic. I think it's way too early to say that.
It's too early.
Here's why I won't say it's too early. Let's talk about players that have developed this year under Ben Johnson and his Bears team.
Yep.
Has Caleb Williams developed?
Absolutely.
Has Roma Dunze developed?
Yeah.
Has
Yes.
Caleb
What are we
just-
talking
No,
about?
no.
Caleb is
He's
still
on
a
the
work in
field.
progress.
Before he got
Caleb
hurt,
dropped
before he got
last year.
hurt.
Caleb Williams is not a better quarterback this year than he was last year.
Yes,
No,
we said
he's not
yesterday.
talking. No, he's not talking.
No, he literally
No.
just said, I don't know.
No,
said
he's
he's a work in
talking about
progress.
Rome.
No,
He's
he's
talking
about
about
Rome.
Rome.
I
He's
said
talking about
both
Rome.
of them.
No, he said Caleb Williams.
Caleb,
I said second.
what I
I
see
said
out of
wrong.
Caleb is because we're still talking about this stagnant offense.
Is
at
Caleb
times.
Williams better
No, he's-
this year than he
yes,
was
he's
last
better.
year?
Yeah.
He's better.
Is Caleb Williams a better overall quarterback this year than he was
Yeah.
last year?
He is definitely improved.
So he's developed.
So he's developed.
Developing.
No,
Not
he's
develop. Develop means
Developed
it's a
or
finished.
developing?
No, develop means it's a finished product. He is still in the
Okay,
works.
all right, fine. You want to use
Nobody's a finished product.
Sure, developed.
It's
You're right,
Patrick
you're right.
Mahomes,
No,
the
you're
top
right.
quarterback.
He's not a
Josh
finished product either.
Allen.
Developed mean he's completed. I get what you're
arrived
saying.
No, nobody's
I got it.
developed.
Okay.
Nobody's
Okay.
100%
Okay.
developed.
Developing.
If we
You're always
if
gonna
we
be
if we're
developing.
gonna talk about that,
Has-
do we know that Caleb Williams is top 10 in passing yards this year?
Yes.
Do we know that he's top 10 in touchdowns this year?
Yes.
Is that a better quarterback than last year?
Interception ratio. Yep.
I didn't say he's bad. I just said he's developing.
We're acting like he's not developed. Like, I'm not saying it's a finished product, but he's developed.
Okay, in my mind, when you say development, perfected development, no, they have not perfected it.
Okay.
We're
okay.
12. We're
so,
13
so,
games.
so a game that's
14 games?
happening this week that we've talked about, and what could possibly lock this up this week that we talked about. Is this the best season that Matthew Stafford has had in his career?
Surprisingly, yes.
It's close.
Has Matthew
Yes.
Stafford developed?
It's
Oh, he's been developed.
No, he's
Yes.
already
That's what
been
I say.
developed.
You
He
go-
is
you
now
go-
at a level that he can.
Yeah,
progress,
he's 37
he can
years
take
old, and he
in-
won a Super Bowl. This is the best season
No,
he's
he
ever
is.
had in
No,
his
he
career.
is who he is. You're going to
Develop-
have variances of learn.
he's
Tom
got
Brady
the
has
best
had
team
great
around
seasons,
him.
but at a certain point, there's a level of quarterback play. Caleb is right there.
Developed
This is why Joe wanted to have
in
this
simple
topic.
terms.
No, I did
is-
This is why he wanted to get into it, bro. Like, I'm like, wait a minute.
No, I did. We just had it.
win.
So developed in simple terms
gonna
is
win.
evolved, getting more advanced, or getting more advanced,
He went to the
complete,
dictionary
or
on
useful
you guys. Screw
at anything you're doing.
Oh,
like
there's a word of the day.
I like
So, Caleb Williams has developed
Oh, yeah.
from
Yes.
last season.
Yeah.
Developing, yes.
Hey, you son of a...
The Bears.
I didn't
in
look this
general,
up for nothing.
Has Luther Burden developed?
Yes.
Has Rome?
Well,
I said Roma
his first
Dunze.
year.
Yeah, well, it's his rookie year. So
He's
I gotta
developed
say-
since the beginning.
No. From the beginning to where I saw him in training camp to right now,
yeah.
he's developed.
Yes.
Has Oscar Trapillo developed?
Oh, absolutely.
Has Coastal
Now,
Loveland developed?
Hold on,
Yes.
hold on.
And that is my...
Trapillo might have, but the other ones are
Yes.
in progress.
They all are.
I think
Trapillo's not perfect yet.
No, I said Trapillo, to me, he's doing very well as a starting left tackle.
Colston Loveland is a top 10.
He's top 10 in the
tight
You
league.
can
end.
sit there and be tired all you want to.
Colston
They're
Loveland's a
not
top 10
finished
tight end
products.
in the NFL.
How-
No one's a
Nobody
finished
is.
Yes, they
product.
are.
Who?
Is Travis Kelce considered a
Trapillo is a finished product. too?
You know what it is? It's the
He's about to
suit.
retire,
Joe's
bro.
getting it from both sides.
It's the suit.
It's the suit,
It's the
bro.
suit.
Sorry about
It's the suit.
that.
That was crazy.
There's
Yeah.
your level.
What's going on?
I said that. I put
You
a
said
pause on
Joel's
myself.
getting what?
Sorry.
Jesus Christ, Jordan, come on, man.
Hold on, Joel. I got you. That was nuts.
I missed that.
Anyways,
Jordan finishing
everybody
up.
smoke?
No, I just think like I get what
You
you're
said
saying.
perfected.
That-
That's all.
No, he's saying have the Bears perfected development.
You made the graphic. Why don't you change it?
I didn't make
And
the
I
thing
think
tight.
I think there's a conversation to be had that you have. I said what 7, 8 players.
Yeah.
You got 8 players developing. Let me ask you this, Joe. How many players developed last year? So I think there's a conversation on it. No, I'm not expecting Ozzie to be done. I think Ozzie's gonna get better. I know because we don't say his name
So
a
he's
ton.
developing.
We don't pay. Sure. But the question is, have the Bears
He's bent on
You
the
see the
pretense.
schism he
development?
had?
He's
Long as I'm
bent on the past
sitting-
tense of the word and the
You're
present
saying they
tense of the word.
perfected, had they perfected?
That's his problem.
I'm just saying.
Has
they're-
the team as a whole perfected developing players this season?
Yes or no?
Your staff
They're
has.
getting better.
This team, this coaching staff has not perfected developing players.
They have.
So
Okay,
you're
Ringo.
saying,
That is the
so you're
sta-
saying
Ringo, what's up?
that the
Rigo has not
the
been able to come in
developing
yet.
aspect, you're saying that they have a process that is perfected, and as long as they stick to it, they will get to XYZ. That's the process put in place.
They have.
That's kind of what the question is.
No. Well, that's why we have a discussion.
I know that's why we have Ringo to give his.
Ringo, what you got?
What
But I mean, like,
Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate y'all. No, I'm joking. Go ahead, Ringo. Go ahead, Ringo.
I mean, Caleb
30
Williams.
seconds or less.
Caleb Williams has absolutely. Caleb Williams has absolutely developed. This run game has developed the
I took it back.
No,
Yeah,
from coastal level where he was, I won't say that they perfected it, but they're definitely on the right track. The players are where they're supposed to be right now.
Ringo tries so hard not to hit you with a Shaq. It's supposed to be 1, 2, 3. Now 1, 2 back to 1. He keep doing this dumb.
Gonna get some
man.
furniture moving.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. As always, I think Joel has a special final segment here.
Oh,
or
we have a new word of the day.
We got a new word of the day, do we?
It is
Oh,
called
tushiary.
Tushiary?
The fleshy part of the human body that
got an eye
you
there.
sit on for $63 million to $2 million per year. That's not bad there, Joel.
2 million years?
That's not bad there, Joel.
So tertiary,
and a 2.
tertiary
I think
is
you messed that up there, brother.
No, tertiary means the 63 million to 2 million year period. That's all it says for tertiary on the word book. And then, of course, the tush is the fleshy part of the human body.
There we go. It's funny if you don't explain the joke. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. For the super producer, Joel Holt, Mr. Media himself, Jordan J.C., the man formerly known as Ringo J., Stefan Adon. Of course,
back,
Mr.
brother.
Drew Better. If you knew better, you do better. Say who better? Nobody, bro. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it,
It's your boy,
Joe.
Pat the Designer, back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bed down. One love.
I mean,